All right, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to the segment on meal plans. This is meal plans if you're trying to lose body fat, lean out. So what you'll do is you'll click this black score down here, black tab I should say, meal plan score. You'll click that, a page like this will open, and then you are going to find your name and make sure your weight, your height, and your body fat is correct. So weight, height, body fat. Then you'll get the score here in the blue column, which is dropping weight / body fat, and you'll take your score here. In this example, let's say we are Reese, we're going to choose it of 2.28. So we go back here and we click on all meal plans, and our score was 2.28. So we are going to select. This should open a Google folder with all your meal plans in it. So 2.28 will be this one over here. 2.28 falls between 2.01 and 2.50. So we're going to select this meal plan over here. Let's double click on it and take you through it real quick. Remember, this is if you're trying to lose weight. So if you're trying to lose weight, this will be the meal plan that you're on, and you're going to abide by a certain set of rules. These rules are going to be very different if you're trying to gain weight or be in maintenance. Watch the video, the other video in the segment below this if you want to look at how you gain weight. All right, so this being said, you're allowed any vegetable except the following. You're not allowed peas, corn, squash, eggplant, pumpkin, beets. The reason being is they're very moorish. Now, if you have a little bit of them, it's okay, but we're trying to reduce them or eliminate how much of them we have. The reason being is there's a lot of sugar in them, so they tend to make us eat a lot more. All right, so that's the first part. In the second part, you guys won't be having shakes. So there's no shakes for you. And this will depend on your results, which I'll get to at the end of this. But to start off with, there'll be no shakes for you. Alternatively, not alternatively, but further to that, you will, with your fatty meat sources, this is how it's going to work. You are going to have a meal plan here, which is one full protein source, one full fat source, and one full veggie source. So for you guys, you might have 170 grams of venison, you might have 2 tablespoons of butter, and you might have a serve of veggies here, which might be kale, spinach, something else, because you're going to stick to leafy greens. And that will be your breakfast meal. That's what you're going to have for breakfast. There's recipe guides to help you in the recipe section, but that's basically what you're going to do beforehand. Now, a meal prior to workout should be finished 2 hours beforehand. You just eat when you want. If you need to eat those meals later in the day or early in the day, whatever, it doesn't really matter as long as you're getting all the meals in. You need to be getting all the meals in. So if you don't like eating before you train, not a worry, then you eat after training, but you need to make sure you're getting all those meals in. All right, so with you guys, a little bit of a tweak on your plan is if you're choosing a fatty meat source, so if you choose any of these ones in the darker red here, so mince, salmon, trout, steak, chicken thigh, eggs, etc. What that means is you don't get a fat source with them. So here's an example of the meal plan for breakfast, which would be one full protein source, one full fat source, and one full veggie source. But because we've chosen a fatty meat in this example, 6 eggs, that means our fat source has been eliminated because there's already fat in them. So we're just going to have the fatty meat source and veggies, in this case 1 cup of mushrooms. So that would be your meal plan. So once again, if that example was here, if I wanted to have salmon for lunch, then I would just have salmon and the veggies. I wouldn't have the fat options with that. Cool, hope that makes sense. Also, another common question is you guys can mix and match. So you could have a half serve of venison and a half serve of fish shell if you wanted. I don't know why you'd want to do that. You could. And you can just also use half serves of fat, half serves of carbohydrates, etc. if you wanted to mix and match your food sources. One other little thing for you guys is just your grocery list. Is going to help you guys a little bit here is say you're going to plan your meals out and you're going to eat chicken breast every day of the week. 170 grams times 7, if you're going to have that every single day, is 1.2 kilos of chicken breast. So that's telling you how much you can buy for the week so you can prep your meals. So down below here is a little planning box. You can plan your breakfast, lunch, and dinner out for the week so you know what you're going to do. Big thing is, guys, if you don't plan, you tend to screw this up and not do it very well. So it's super, 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 super important that you actually plan it out and you know what you're doing for the week. Just do it on Sunday, it's done. Once it's done, it's done. It's about doing it. Make sure that you get it done. It's going to save you a lot of grief in the future, plus you'll get your results. Okay, last little bit here. The most important bit, so pay attention to this. Your results are going to tell you how much food you should be eating and how you're going to adjust this each week. You're going to be using the Sculpt. All of you should be familiar with the Sculpt at this point. If not, then ask one of the coaches and they'll take you through it. But you're going to be measuring your body fat with the Sculpt device. It's going to measure your lean muscle quality as well as your body fat. So those are the two measurements it gives you. Now what we're expecting to see on this diet is your body fat drop down and your lean muscle mass stay kind of the same but not drop down too much. If your body fat's dropping and your lean muscle mass is dropping a lot as well, then we need to bring more food in for you. Then you get to add the shake. Then you get to add fat with your fatty meals. Then you get a few tweaks and you get to have slightly larger portion sizes so that we don't actually drop the lean muscle mass, because it means you're in too much of a calorie deficit, too little calories, which means we're starting to waste away our muscle, our lean muscle mass. We don't want that. So every week, you guys need to be coming in, checking your results, and you need to be making sure that lean muscle mass is kind of staying the same, but body fat is actually dropping at a steady rate. And how you will decide that is if 2 weeks in a row, the lean muscle mass has gone down, that's a sign to change or to bring in a little bit more calories. Obviously, body fat needs to be dropping as well. Just check with the coach if you're unsure, but hopefully you guys understand that you must be checking your results in order to determine how we tweak your diet so you can eat a little bit more or a little bit less. Hope this meal plan all makes sense for you guys. This is how we lean out following the meal plans.